Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Golden Galaxy Bar. So, today we're going to be taking a look at old fashions. Sorry for me not posting. I've been doing reno work on the bar, so it's been a little hectic. Sorry, but I'm back for a little bit, then I'm going to do a little more and come back. In and out until the bar is completely finished. So, you know the deal. I'm going to give you a little bit of history, and then I'm going to make some cocktails. I think this is going to be just fine and dandy. So, the old fashioned was first referenced the 18 in the early 1800s. The first written record of it was in May 6th of 1806 by the Balance and Columbian Respiratory. It was written and described as 2 part spirit, 1 part sugar, 1 part water, and bitters. The old fashioned was a simpler and early version of cocktails before the development of advanced bartending techniques and practices. It was often described by uh, J. E. Alexander as having be a cocktail of rum, gin, or brandy, significant water, bitters, sugar, though he also includes a garnish of nutmeg as well. The old fashioned also was referred to as a bittered sling back in 1806. By the 1860s, it was common for things like orange curacao, absinthe, and other liqueurs to be added to cocktails. So, whenever drinkers wanted a simpler cocktail, they simply asked for an old fashioned cocktail. It was in the 1880s that the Chicago Daily Tribunal said that whiskey was more popular according to a according to a poll, and he describes a recipe that is very similar to the 1806 recipe. Almost 80 years later, quoting 2 part spirit, 1 part water, 1 part bitters, 1 part sugar. The same recipe, almost 80 years later. And we come to know it and love it today as the old fashioned. There are two very popular myths surrounding this drink. One was that it was invented at a gentleman's club down in Louisville by a man by the name of Colonel James E. Pepper in Wardolph, Astoria, written by Stephen Crockett in the 1930s. Quote, old fashioned whiskey, this was brought to the old Wardolph in the days of its sit down bar and introduced by or in honor of Colonel James E. Pepper of Kentucky, proprietor of a celebrated whiskey of the period. The old fashioned whiskey cocktail was said to have been the invention of a bartender at the famous Pendennis Club of Louisville, which Colonel Pepper was a member. Member. You member? I member. I remember. So Robert Simonson flat out called out the contradiction, writing in the same year, quote, since the Chicago Daily Tribunal was already discussing old-fashioned cocktails in February of 1880 and the Pendennis Club wasn't founded until 1881, I think it is safe to pronounce this myth busted, end quote. There was another popular story about how brandy was how people were using brandy instead of whiskey in their old fashions. So the way the story goes is in the Chicago World Fair of 1893, there was a uh, winery and distillery handing out samples of their wine and brandy, and European immigrants were taking the brandy home and mixing it into their cocktails. However, most historians say that it's more than likely due to World War II causing supply shortages for other spirits except for brandy, considering brandy was easy to mass produce at the time. Okay, speed ran history. Thank you for your time. Gonna set that off to the side, and I'm gonna get 4 glasses. Okay. I'm going to make these all in tandem, and then I'm going to try them all at the same time. So, because the recipe is so simple, I expect you guys to be able to keep up. Okay. So, and yep. First parts first. Ice. And all of them, you get 2 pieces, because thank you for your service. Next part. Simple syrup in 3 of these. Oh, to make this less confusing, editor, put which one is which in the bottom. That way people don't get confused. Simple syrup in these 3, sour in this one. This is sour mix. This is a 1 to a quarter to half ratio. Or no, a 2 to quarter to half ratio. Or technically it's 2 to half to 1. No, 2 to quarter to half. 2 parts sugar, quarter part lemon juice, quarter part lime juice, half part water. Okay. Time for the spirits. All right. 2 ounces of whatever spirit you're going for. For tequila, 2 ounces of tequila. Rum, 2 ounces of rum. This is more of an experiment. I want to see how they taste. Because I've only ever had bourbon old fashions. So, well, I also have whiskey old fashions, but this is the classic. And finally, gin. For those of you just joining or new, I do not like gin. I dislike it immensely. Got a hair floating. There we go. All right, and finally, bitters. So, for tequila, let me go ahead and swap these. Tequila. Oh, that's the wrong bitters. Uh-oh. Tequila, 2 dashes of Ango, whiskey or bourbon, 2 dashes of Angostura, gin, 2 dashes of orange, rum, 1 dash of orange, to 1 dash of chocolate bitters. Give all these a good stir. Okay, there you have it. Tequila, bourbon, gin, and rum old fashions. Let's give it a try. Let's start over here. Tequila. I'm not typically a fan of tequila. I will have a margarita on a very rare occasion. However, I typically am not a very big fan of tequila. So, let's see if a tequila old fashioned can redeem itself. It's not bad. The sour mix is definitely doing something for it. If it was just bitters and simple, I think it'd be a little worse. I think the sour mix is helping it a lot. However, that is not bad, and I might reach for that on the blue moon whenever I'm not feeling bourbon. Here is the control. Bourbon old fashioned, been around for almost 200 years. Oh, hard to mess up a classic. It is sweet, burns, good burns. It's herbal. It's complex and simple at the same time. Like most James Bond wannabes wanna be. Gin. I'm hoping this isn't god awful. It's not great. It's not bad, but it's not. If I went to a bar and saw that on the menu, I would not order it. But if it was given to me for free, maybe. Just maybe I would drink it. Okay. Rum old fashioned. I like rum. I like rum a lot. So hopefully you as well. Ooh. Okay. One second, I gotta play the old pellet here. That is not bad at all. I rather like that. That it tastes like a chocolate orange. Got that vibe going on for it. I was hoping because chocolate plays really well with rum. I was hoping that would be the result. Quite proud of that. Okay, so hopefully this is a shorter episode. Hopefully I did not run over 20 minutes. But yeah, what did we learn today? Whiskey old fashioned cannot be a classic. Rum old fashioned still quite good. Tequila old fashioned, reach for it if you want. I'm not a tequila guy, but if you're a tequila guy gal, sure. Gin old fashioned, if water isn't available. And before any of you in the comments are saying, stop hating on gin, it's not that bad. I don't care. Fuck gin. The only reason I have it on my shelf is for other people to drink. But, yeah, I quite like this episode. But, time for me to retire. Till next time.